Bubba. This is my channel. I've been out for a while due to some health issues, and I just really couldn't get it in my heart and in my mind to even do a video with all the chaos that's going on and all the underhanded trickery that's going on behind our backs, you know, what one side's telling you over the other. So I'm just going to see. You see, I spend all my day at home. I'm a retired truck driver, long haul trucker. I came out of the truck in 2019 due to health related problems. And this one here is the one I want to talk about. Okay, well, they got him going where he's in court in New York City under fraud charges when he didn't commit no frauds anyway. And just the other day, Letta James, or whatever her name is, she just came right out and said right on her own personal social site that the judge found Trump guilty before, are you listening? Before the trial started. Before it was even started. So they already got their mind made up, right? And there's all this dirt that I found out about that trial going on. But she said that, they found him guilty of fraud before. So the rest of the trial is just a showcase, just to give us the impression that he has a fair trial, but he doesn't, okay? But then all his witnesses came in, I mean, even the banks like Deutsche Bank, one of the biggest banks in the world, right? Buku money. They got this phrase called whale hunting, right? And the prosecution didn't even know what the hell that meant. They know nothing about real estate. They know nothing about these taxes things and stuff, because they probably just get this house, their taxes over to their accountants or, H&R Block or something, so they do it. So they don't even know how to fill out their taxes, okay? Because they were always saying Trump didn't pay no taxes, and he told Hillary right to her face, right there in the debate, well, I used the same tax holes that you gave, that the Democratic Party gave to the IRS. So, anyways, I'm making this, dragging this out, but there's so much detail in it. That's why most people, like myself, I never used to pay attention to this stuff. But I got more into it, and the more I started finding, the more intrigued I got about it. It's just like my they got him in all these trials, and they're just, none of them. He questioned the election. He exercised his First Amendment right. His First Amendment right, which we all have. Now, you all know how easy it is to get in Facebook jail. All you got to do is just offend somebody. I put up a picture of my granddaughter with a bass that we caught one day when we were fishing. And there it is. It told me it didn't meet the guidelines. And I'm going, what the hell? Then you see all these people put all this almost porn crap up and they just let it slide, It's crazy. It's crazy, now I'm telling you. But his First Amendment right. See, but they say, well, he knew the election was truthful. How you cannot get in, or they're going to be doing this one day, ladies and gentlemen. They're almost there where they can read your mind, with a little chip they want to put in. And don't doubt me, this is true. This shit's coming at you. Because, why? Because nobody pays attention. Nobody pays attention. If it isn't in a little meme with some kind of fancy little slogan on it, which is where most people get their opinions to vote, was a big fan of his, but I like the way he does things. He might say stuff, and all through his presidency, all I heard was, bad words. Okay. Well, let me get into this, what I'm trying to show you here. And then it's already 18 minutes. A value meal at McDonald's when they used to only cost $5 or cheaper, right? So let's get into this deal here. I'm just going to swap it over here so you can see what I'm trying to talk about. Okay. Here in Section 3 in the 14th Amendment, it says, no person shall be a senator or representative in Congress Did I overshoot that again? No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or electors of president and vice president or hold office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, to remove such disability. Now, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't say, and this is what they were arguing about. This is what Colorado did, because they were, Minnesota, my state, they decided not to do it. So we lost one state that this lawsuit was written by this one guy to keep Trump off the ballot so that it would bring his chances up to be elected, or otherwise he's just a big donor to the Democratic side where he's trying to, maybe get DeSantis in, or the way I see it right now, these guys are preferring Nikki Haley over DeSantis, which would be a big mistake. But thing is, it didn't say anything in there, as you heard me reading it. It didn't say anything about the president, right? Towards the end. But now, here's what it says over disqualification on the left side. I'll bring it back over to you. See over here on the left side now. Get over there now, gosh dang it. Over in here. It's not showing up on your screen, but okay. Disqualification for public office under the 14th Amendment. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment was originally intended to keep former Confederate officials from gaining power in the Reconstruction government following the Civil War. So this is an old amendment. It's never been used before. Okay? Where'd it go? Known as disqualification clause. This section was fairly obscure until January 6, 2021, when supporters of then Donald Trump stormed the United States Capitol building. Okay? Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The 14th Amendment is better known for protecting civil rights. It grants citizens to all people born in the United States equal protection of privileges and immunities of citizens, and requires due process of law. But the events on January 6th brought the disqualification clause into the spotlight. It just brought it into the spotlight. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There's the section that I just read to you over on the right. No person shall be a senator or president of Congress. Okay, here we go. No person shall be a senator or representative of Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who has previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive of the judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof, but Congress, not the Supreme, not the court, not the legislature, but it's got to go through Congress. And may a vote of 2/3 of each house remove such ability. But you know, it is kind of open to speculation on many things. But now, did you notice that part there? I said, shall have, where to go, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. And the thereof is you and I, ladies of the United States. Now, what did Biden do? Biden gave aid to Iraq when they pulled out. It left $80 billion worth of our equipment behind and embedded it. And they still give money to Iran, which is our enemy, for it's given to them under humanitarian reasons. Just like we gave money to the Palestinians in Israel through humanitarian aid. So all those tunnels they built in Gaza were built with our money. And all that money, $8 billion or whatever, that's still going to Iran, is supposed to go to humanitarian programs in the country, but it ends up in the pockets of the warlords in that country that support Islamic law, right? And they hold the Christians, and Muslim law holds the Iraqis or the Iranians in bondage, right? They have no freedom. It's all through that, and they're sick of that. They want Muslim law to remove as the power over the country. So why didn't Biden get slapped on the ass about this? Why is it always the right that gets slapped? I can see the right get slapped about everything. Maybe that's why so many of the people on the right become rhinos, so they get kissy with the Democrats. That's why we do need term limits, just like the president's office. You know, okay, let's say Congress, 3 terms. 3 terms, you're out of there, okay? You know, and Senate too. Wait now, see. Congress has the midterm elections, and Congress, they're in for 6. So 2 years, Congress, just like the president and vice president, and 3 terms in Congress. Bye-bye, you're out of here, okay? Okay, let's get back over there. Well, that's the part there. The rest of the 14th Amendment goes with things about slavery and stuff like that. But now here's what does the Constitution say about erection? Insurrection. I made the same slip that Adam Schiff made. Oh no, I didn't say that, did I? Oh my God, forgive me, audience, please, please, peace, man. Love Bobby Sherman. For those that know who Bobby Sherman was. Could Section 3 of the 14th Amendment prohibits anyone who has previously taken an oath, you already heard that, senators, representatives, and other public officials, from holding public office if they have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the United States. This means, at least theoretically, that politicians who participated or encouraged in a rebellion against the government can not only be removed from office, but prevented from holding state and federal offices in the future. However, how disqualification works under the 14th Amendment has never been clear, because it was made for the Civil War era, during the Reconstruction period after the Civil War, so we could rebuild our country again. So, I mean, they're digging at everything they can to get Trump. I mean, the media attacks him. Everybody on the left attacks him. You got these rhinos that are in bed with the Democrats trying to get him out, you know, because they're afraid of him. They do not want us to have a voice in our government. You know, because Democrats have been trained for over the years. Just trust us. We got you covered. You know, and they go to all these little groups, you know, they go in front of the blacks and they say, oh, we're going to do this for you. We go in front of the Hispanics, we're going to do this for you. We go in front of the Native Americans, we're going to do it for you. And every 4 years they come back and they never did none of that shit. But then, oh, they come back with the same promises. That's why I left the Democratic Party. I'm an independent. I like it that way. But who do you got left to vote for? You can't vote for anybody in the third party, Libertarian Party, because there's not enough to make a dent in the vote. Now, during the 2020 election, I seen how they stole the votes from Trump, okay? Now, allegedly, I got to say that allegedly, because I might get censored over that. See, that's what sucks about that. This is America. This is America. We have that First Amendment, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. And freedom of speech also brings a thing called a freedom to disagree. That's the way the Democratic Party is. You can't disagree with them. If you disagree, oh man, you're put in a box and you're punished and you're told to go to your room. You know, you got detention, you got to stay after class, all that shit. You know, I guess that's why I kind of lean towards the Republican Party, because I watch them. They could disagree on something, but at least they would bring it out in the open, you know. But see, you know, I think every citizen, see, this was back in the day. It was, I can't remember what was in the Constitution or in the Bill of Rights, where you have to be an informed citizen. You have to be. And how do you inform yourself? You don't get it from listening to them jackasses. You get it by going to each other, you know, to the public square, talking, you know, sharing your opinions of things, you know. Well, I think it's good under this person, but I don't think so, because they don't do that. That's what we used to do. You youngsters just don't understand that. You're all of one mindset, all one mind melt, like in the Matrix. You can't disagree with anything, because then you'll be doxxed. Oh, nobody will like me, you know, so I got to kiss up, you know. Yeah, but anyways, let's get on to this mechanism here. Could this disqualification clause prevent Donald Trump from running for president in 2024? Now, this is getting interesting. Now, don't write into it. Think about it if you made it this long. I'm already at 33 minutes on this video, and I don't want to make them this long over here at YouTube or even Facebook. It says, therefore, theoretically, yes, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment gives Congress the power to disqualify someone who has already held a public office from holding any office if they participate in an insurrection. Here, I'm an old man, I can't even function anymore, and that's coming in my head. That must be coming out of the closet back there and all them cobwebs and shit. An insurrection. I said it right, I got it. Or rebellion against the United States. But, there's always a but to this stuff, you know? You always got to ask yourself, but is there another angle here that is more right or true or hold more value? Or do I just listen to somebody else's opinion? Okay. Is disqualification different than impeachment? Now, this is where it gets a little more interesting and has a little bit more meat and potatoes to it. Yes, someone who is impeached could be disqualified from holding public office in the future if they are convicted. If they are convicted, right? Being impeached does not mean you're convicted, right? When they keep bringing up twice impeached, but he was never convicted. Okay? And Congress applies such a punishment. But this is separate from disqualification under the 14th Amendment, under Section 3 and Section 5 of the 14th Amendment. Congress could bar someone from holding office. But unlike impeachment conviction, that decision can be overturned by the courts. Most importantly, under the 14th Amendment, disqualification requires only a simple majority vote, not the two-thirds Congress, two-thirds votes needed to convict during an impeachment trial. So, in other words, to be disqualified and removed from a ballot, to me, I see it, this overrules what the Supreme Court in Colorado did, right? Now, I'm going to have to go back and double check on that because I watched bits and pieces of that hearing and it was all a scam job, just like they all are. But, you know, what happens if a president no longer can serve? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I made you suffer enough, and that was a long-ass video, 36 minutes. I hope you stay in there and watch it, but I promise I'm gonna bring some shorter ones over to YouTube and over to Facebook, because